Hoang Breaks the Lucky Teapot by Rosemary K. Breckler, illustrated by Adrian Frankel. This book has some Vietnamese words that I will try my best to pronounce. Hoang wasn't much taller than the kitchen table, but his imagination was taller than the house. One day, as he stood in the kitchen, holding a blue ball in his hands, he saw a dragon hissing steam on the table. The dragon hovered just behind his mother. Bam! He threw his blue ball at the steaming dragon. Ma cried out in alarm. There on the floor lay Hoang Za Tren, the lucky teapot his grandmother had given him on the scary night when they left their home in Vietnam. He remembered his grandmother saying, "This teapot holds my mun, the good fortune you will need to keep you safe from evil spirits on the dangerous journey to your new country." Now it couldn't even hold water. He watched Ma sadly gather all the pieces into a white bowl and place the bowl on the banto, the family's altar. To Hoang, it felt like she was saying goodbye to my mun, maybe forever. Was Suiseo, bad fortune and evil spirits, now running free in their house? Would it find them? Would it destroy this home in America they loved so much and chase them back across the scary sea? The day became dark, darker, cold, colder. Ma turned on the lights. She put a sweater on and then put one on Hoang. Was Suiseo hiding the sun? Would all the days now be clothed in cold and gloom? Hoang shuddered. Somehow my mun had to be brought back into the house. But how? Then he knew. He'd make a new Zatren, and maybe my mun would move into it and chase Suiseo from their house. Hoang went outside to the puddle where he often molded things from mud, but the mud was so hard he couldn't even chip it. His head hung down, and he went back inside the house. To warm them, Ma made tea in an old chipped teapot. When Ba came home, a strong wind howled through the door. It was colder than any wind Hoang had ever felt. "Winter is coming," Ba said, rubbing his hands together. Hoang wanted to hide when Ma showed Ba the pieces of the Zatren. Ba threw his hands into the air. "The Zatren shattered?" Ba thundered. "Now our first winter in America will surely be a monster." Hoang wanted to ask about this monster called Winter, but his parents looked too worried. He backed away from them and peered out the window. Their sidewalk and the street were disappearing under drifts of white. Winter was erasing their world. Did Hoang have to fear not only Suiseo, but this monster as well? He had to fix his Zatren, but it was dark and it was late. After soup, Ma put Hoang into his bed, patting the quilt around him. In bed, Hoang's mind swirled. He saw butterflies searching for the right flower, but no good ideas bloomed. He saw Suiseo and Winter running through the house, turning everything that was sweet sour, making everything that was warm cold. When at last he fell asleep, he dreamed that a giant dragon was shoving him into a huge teapot and pouring ice cold water on him. He woke up and wrapped his face in his quilt, but the quilt was angry at him for breaking the Zatren. It refused to make him warm. Hoang decided it was time to bring my mun back into their home for good. When he was sure that Ma and Ba were fast asleep, Hoang got up and tiptoed to the banto. He lifted the bowl down and carried it to the kitchen table. He spread the Zatren pieces on the table. He tried gluing the teapot together with honey and bits of rising bread dough, but the pieces fell into a glumpy lump. He found his father's glue, but it wouldn't hold the pieces together in a teapot shape either. Then he saw Ma's paints up on the kitchen shelf. They gave Hoang an idea. He climbed up and got down all the little pots of many colors and the brushes of different sizes. Hoang wasn't sure how to match the designs that still shone on the pieces of his cherished Zatren, but he mixed some colors and tried them on the old chipped teapot. As the night grew colder and lonelier, he often looked over his shoulder to be sure Suiseo wasn't creeping up behind him. At last, he thought the old chipped teapot maybe looked like his Zatren. With care and respect, he set it on the banto. with hope that my mun would forgive him and be tempted to hurry back into it. Tired as he was, he gently gathered every piece of his zatran into the bowl and hid it behind the painted teapot. He got into bed with a sigh. Morning arrived dark and cold. When Huang awoke, he sat up in surprise. Ma was standing at the doorway, smiling. Then he saw that she was holding the painted teapot in her hand. Huang smiled back. It seemed my mun had recognized the new Zatran and had come back into their home.